beautiful humans, and welcome back to Woke Culture Daily for July 29th, Wednesday. I'm Princess India if you're new, but we're going to jump in and follow our usual format and whatnot or whatever. And I'm being very careful because of my burned fingers, but I just couldn't stand staring at the little gauze stuff. So I'm being careful, but we're going to start with our usual format, which is our air signs, our water signs, our fire signs, and then our earth signs. And then we're going to do one card for each sign. So we're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance. Please, Spirit, for each sign. This is so hard, y'all. Anything they need to know, anything of utmost importance for today, I ask that, come to the forefront in this here reading, Spirit. As always, thank you in advance because I know you're good for it and whatnot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's cut this deck with Princess's little bum hand. All right, let's see, Heather. We have Gemini, Aquarius. Libra. Then Aquarius. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and then Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And the bottom of the deck, who had that yesterday? I think Scorpio had this yesterday. We have the King of Chalices in the reverse. Ooh, goodness. All right. Two things with that. For some of you, this is going to be an actual person. For others of you, this may be an emotional state that you're in on today. Feeling a little bit emotionally overwhelmed, holding things back, or not necessarily wanting to speak on it. And, person-wise, that could be a myriad of things. We're going to go ahead and get into these cards here. Gemini, you guys have the sun in the reverse on today. So Gemini, I feel like I may have forewarned you guys about this on yesterday. I was saying something about you guys going too hard in the paint. The whole thing is here, it's burnout, right? So it's more or less, whether it's mental burnout, for some of you, especially those of you who work in helping professions, this may be flat out compassion fatigue or the onset of it. And if that be the case, you want to take care of that. That's, one of those, I be trying not to just always talk about therapy, but that's one of those things you go holler at your friendly local neighborhood therapist about, Sometimes other therapists have therapists, so holler at your girl, you know what I'm saying? But when you're a caretaker, there's a need for a respite. And I would even say those of you who may be taking care of ailing spouses or parents or something along those lines, it's more or less coming to a point of compassion fatigue, which is a literal thing because it's kind of caring so much and that taking an emotional toll on you, sometimes a physical toll. And it's just getting to that place of either just not caring anymore and then you feel guilty because you just don't care anymore. And then for others of you, it's just a sense of overworking. So I feel for my Gemini people on today, and I even feel with y'all too, that's a couple of things. Some of y'all, this is like a boss that's just way too much and that's burning you out. Others of you, it may literally be taking care of like your dad, you know what I mean? And that's burning you out. But the whole point is that there's a need to take a step back and take a respite. You know what I mean? I understand that there's guilt involved in that, but this is pretty much saying to me that there's a lack thereof of self-care and of rest. It's kind of just going too hard in the paint. So you guys may want to kind of take a step back on today and relax. Like Princess was telling me yesterday, but I'm not saying nothing. Libra, You guys have the Chariot in the reverse. Okay. All right. All right. Some of y'all Libra, I'm gonna say just drive very, very careful on today. Because I get the feel for y'all, and they already got this funky energy that's going on with this whole Mars retro shade thing going on or whatever. And there's been accidents, hence why it is I've burned my finger. I have a Libra friend who, like, I'm not even gonna get into the details, but she hurt her foot real bad. You know, we're gonna leave that alone. But I wanna say drive cautiously on today, Libra, because I feel it's just kind of, I don't know if it's like your kid throws something or something just kind of distracts you, or it's you just kind of zoning out and like potentially getting into a car accident there, you know? Just because I see like somebody who's like just zoned out driving, you know what I mean? And it's not like a horrible accident, but I mean like, you know, kind of messing up a tire or something like that. So be careful with that. Another thing I see for you guys on today, Libra, and I would just say kind of heed that. If you're feeling some type of way today, like kind of lazy, or you just kind of want to, you know, just you don't have it in you to do anything on today, I feel today would be a good day to kind of heed that, because I feel there's something that's blocking you guys' progress. But the thing that's blocking you guys' progress for a lot of you, it's just you feel kind of off. But I feel with me kind of getting that whole car accident kind of vibe, I want to just go forward and say that if something to you on today doesn't feel right, like if you have stuff that you want to do or something that you set out to do, and you have some aversion or a nauseous feeling in your tummy, or just anything that makes you feel like you don't want to do it, I really feel like on today you guys should heed that, because that may be Spirit's way of preventing you from ending up somewhere you may not want to be, or experiencing something that you don't want to experience. And for a small number of you, it simply could just be, you know, feeling a little down on yourself today and not really feeling like doing much. But either way it goes, I feel it's working out in your highest good in the bigger picture of things. You just may not see that right now. So listen to your feelings on today. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius, you guys, oh good Lord. I don't think y'all can see that. Okay. That's as best as I can do, bum hand, you know. You guys have the 5 of Wands on today. So Aquarius, I don't necessarily feel that it's you guys. Y'all know the 5 of Wands is my Petty LaBelle card. You know, a little petty wop, a little petty crocker going on, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there may be some arguments and confusion with you all. This very well could be going on in the workplace. It could be happening with your friends or family. But I really feel this more or less as an external force to you all. It feels like being triangulated to me. It's almost like there's somebody that's in your space. They're going through something in their personal life, you know what I mean? And they're kind of taking it out on you. So more or less on today, it's kind of guarding your energy and not getting sucked into the chaos, you know what I mean? Because I kind of get the sense with this, I don't want to pick sides and things, but I kind of feel like Aquarius is right. And I've said something like this before. You're right in the situation, but I always tell my clients to not attempt to rationalize with irrational people, because the whole premise of the conversation with you is for them to be irrational. So if you try to rationalize with them, it's just kind of futile. So it's one of those situations where you got to pick your battles on today, because I feel whoever tries to cause some type of chaos or, you know, drama, whatever, conflict, anything with you today, it's like there's not really a problem. It's like they're just needing to channel this energy and decided to pick Aquarius. So the thing that I want to say to you guys on today is don't stoop to their level. Don't get sucked into the drama. It's like stay above the fray and do not attempt to rationalize with irrational people, my friends. For my Cancer people, you guys have the Death card on today. So for my Cancer people on today, I feel like there's some sort of chapter closing, ending, transitioning into a new space, and this could literally be as mundane as it needs to be. It can be as high-minded as, you going through your whole, I don't know, you get an aha spiritual moment today, but I feel it more in a mundane sense. It's more or less closing things out and looking at the fact that this is closer to the end of the month. I mean, this could literally be some sort of a contract ending, like you deciding to cancel Netflix today or something, you know what I mean? But whatever the case, it's more or less you guys moving from one place to another and something ending. And I feel on today, it's almost like a sense of nostalgia, if you will, because it feels like a sense of reflection. I don't really so much feel... It doesn't really feel to me that it involves other people per se. It's almost like a quiet realization of knowing it's something that, I mean, you might be in your feelings because you got to cancel Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Get you a nice friend, use the password. Okay, Netflix, I did not just say that out loud. Moving right along. But yeah, I feel it's something that's ending. It doesn't feel like necessarily monumental to me, but I mean, there's a lot of Cancers out there, so it could be different for each of you. But I just feel you guys are kind of going to be in your feels because of that, in so many words. It's just that sentimental type of vibe that I get on today. But and I mean, I'm going to say it out loud, but I even get the sense that y'all feel that. It's like you're headed in another direction with something, or there's a very clear reason why you guys are like ending or canceling Netflix or whatever. It's a very specific reason why. So I feel for you all, y'all know it's something to look forward to. I just feel like your emotions are going to be a tad, sensitive on today. So I say hold space for yourself and allow yourself to do it, much like I said for Libra. If you're feeling some type of way, allow yourself to feel some type of way on today. And small number of you, there may be a parent that passes, but let me clarify that real quick. This would be something that you already knew. Like this would be someone who's like in hospice care or something like that. So it's kind of like an expected passing type of deal, but that's maybe for one person. For my Pisces people, you guys have the Seven of Cups in the reverse on today. Ooh, man, okay. So, wait a minute, Pisces. Hold on, what y'all call was yesterday? It was worth the risk, eh? Okay, anyway, for my Pisces people on today, I feel you guys have clarity. When we talk about reflecting, like I said with my Cancerian people, I feel this is a space you guys have been in up until today, and I feel on today it's become very clear of what path to take, what you need to do, where you need to go, But I do want to tell you that even though there's clarity of where to go, there is this element of emotional unrest, I'll say. Almost it's like a fear-based type of thing. Like all signs are pointing to what you need to do, and it's almost like how can I explain it? I feel like my bum hand is making me not be able to think clearly, but it's almost like at one point in time, it's not knowing what to do. Now it's very clear what to do, and the path is clear, but the only thing that would stop you would now be your emotions again. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like your emotional fear stopped you from making a choice. Now it's very clear from like signs, synchronicities, or whatever, of what decision to make. And similar to how Cancer's kind of in this reflective ending type of thing, I feel that it's a potential that Pisces could be afraid to move forward, if that's making sense. So a tangible example of this, not saying that this is the literal thing that's happening, this would be one of those things where you're in a bad relationship, right? And you're kind of trying to weigh your options on if you should leave the partnership. And I'm not saying this is really happening, but hypothetically, it's like you find out like the person, I don't know, had an affair or something like that. So that's a deal breaker for you in a relationship. So the path is clear where it's like, I was contemplating leaving, then I find out they had an affair. So the, door's pretty much clear for you to be like, okay, I'm outie 5,000 type of deal. But it's like having that opportunity that answers your question for you, but now being like, oh, but you know what I mean? And I know that that's like, that typically would happen if, but I'm saying in theory. So that's like the vibe I feel for today. It's something you were contemplating, you got a sign of what direction to go into, but now it's like feeling blocked today because it's like the fear of going that path. But I feel what's important for you guys to take away from this on today is the fact that, you asked for a sign, you asked for clarity, and you got one. You know what I mean? So it's more or less take advantage of the opportunity that's being given to you, and to not let emotions that were already influencing you to go in another direction hold you back again, if that's making sense. I hope that makes sense. For my Scorpio people, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So for my Scorpio people on today, you guys may be receiving money, right? Or you guys may be investing into something that's gonna be expensive on some stuff where it's almost like starting a nest egg, if you will. So it's kind of like, it's some level of sacrifice, but it's gonna pay off in the long run, if that's making sense. But I do feel it's a level of fear with this, whether you're giving or you're receiving something, of not really knowing what to do with it. You know what I mean? I feel more for those of you who are having to pay for something or pay something off or something along those lines. I feel it's gonna cause a tad bit of unrest, but what would that be? What would you spend money like that? Well, no, I mean, would you really be terrified if you put like a down payment on a house or something? Maybe if you paid off your car or something like that. And it's like, I know I need to do that, but it's like, I'm terrified because it's a big lump sum of money type of deal. That's kind of like the vibe I feel. But it's like, it's almost like it scares you. So that's like, I'm trying to think of like, I don't know what you would pay for where there would be a long-term benefit, but it would scare you now. I can't think of what that is, but I mean, I'm not a Scorpio, so I'm sure that y'all know. But it feels like something where it's a sacrifice because it's something that you're investing, but you're not gonna see the return from it. So I don't know if this is like an interest building thing, I don't know. But you're making a sacrifice now that is gonna benefit you in the long term. But I feel the most important thing for me to tell you guys is, even though it's a level of fear that you're feeling in reference to it, it's gonna benefit you in the long run. If you guys are receiving something, I want to kind of forewarn you about that, and I want to say specifically, because I'm looking at this little King of Chalices in the reverse. If someone is giving you guys something, like what I said before, but in the reverse, like they're saying that there's some long-term benefit in the future, but you have to give something to them now in order to get it. So I don't know if this is like a Ponzi scheme type of thing. I don't know what y'all got going on. Or somebody saying like, if you give them, you know, like, I'm thinking like IRAs and stuff, like something where if you give someone like a lot of money that you've saved or something like that, and they're like telling you they can increase it somehow. I don't know. It's something like that. It's like, if you have a really weird feeling about that, like if that's where the unrest is coming from because it's you giving something to another person for them to take care of it, and something in you is just saying that this is not a good idea, but you're just thinking, oh, well, I really don't know about this too well, so who am I to think that? Or if it's some type of contract to sign or something, I would say listen to yourself, do a little bit more research, get a second opinion on that, because if it's something that you're giving to a person, and it's not just like a personal investment, like in property or stuff, I don't know, something with that just is funny business. So be careful with that, you know what I mean? But other than that, I feel like this is something that's going to be fruitful, that's going to pay off in the long run. If this is just something, you know, you guys are doing for yourself or what have you. I hope that makes sense. My finger's making me not think clear. Anyway, Leo, you guys have the Four of Pentacles, my Leo people. I feel for my Leo people on today. I said that with Gemini yesterday. I do feel y'all have to kind of guard against impulse buys and stuff, because I feel for my Leo people, y'all may be feeling some type of way today, and it's like unfairly judging yourself. So it's kind of like judging yourself or perceiving yourself as less than, but it's just a temporary kind of mood that's gonna come and go. But the thing I want to forewarn you guys about on today is not making decisions based on that temporary feeling and then that becoming a real problem that you have to deal with later on. And I think that was Gemini I said that to yesterday, but I was saying like to wait, or did I say that to y'all? I said it to somebody yesterday about if you feel like a charge to go spend money on something, to give yourself like 24 hours. I think, or was it somebody borrowing money from y'all yesterday? I think that's what it was. It was something like that, because I feel with today, that kind of could come in. Like if y'all did loan money to somebody, I feel like on today you seeing like, I really shouldn't have loaned them their money or I really shouldn't have spent that money. Because I see this energy of evaluation, and if it's not internal to yourself and it's external, it would be like a not a self-evaluation, but an evaluation of your assets or resources, and you seeing that there's not enough, you know what I mean? And it's because money got spent on something or time was put towards something and you kind of overestimated, you know what I mean? So, yeah. That means you ain't listened to me yesterday for some of y'all. But for those of you where that isn't the case, this is more or less a forewarning for you guys on today where, and that's where that emotional thing would come in. Like if it's not feeling enough or measuring yourself up and not feeling good about yourself, and this would be like a transference kind of thing where somebody comes to you in need and you want to help the person because it's going to make you feel better somehow, or like this feeling of validation through being needed. But I guard against that because it would hurt you in the long run, because it almost feels like we'll see tomorrow. It almost feels like the perfect kind of storm, right? Where someone comes to you in need, you're feeling some type of way about yourself, and you helping this person or giving to them gives you that temporary kind of boost to where you feel better, right? But then like hypothetically tomorrow, because this is just like the vibe I'm seeing, it's like this would bite you in the ass, because it's almost as if you had extra money, you give this extra money to the person, now you feel better, but then the next day it's like your car breaks or something. And now it's like trying to figure out what to do with it. Or even if it's the sense of you shopping, like you have extra money that you didn't expect to have, you're feeling kind of sad, and you decide to like go buy a whole bunch of, I don't know, clothes, or take yourself out to a fancy dinner or something like that. And so you feel better temporarily, but then the next day something happens, like your car breaks, and now you need that money, but it was spent on a temporary feeling. Like that's the vibe I'm kind of getting. So just be cautious with that today, Leo. I hope that makes sense, y'all. For my Aries people, you guys have the Hierophant in the reverse. So this is very interesting. On today, I can't say that. I'm just gonna say 8. It's like the first impression that I get for my Aries people on today is just like going 8. You know what I mean? It's like, it's being extra charged up. It's just kind of like being like bump the rules on today, because I feel a level of suppression for you guys. This may be like a boss kind of thing. Don't quit your job, Aries. I mean, unless Spirit led you to do that. You know, I'm not gonna tell you not to quit your job. But anywho, but it's more or less a breaking away from an oppressive kind of force I'm feeling. And I know yesterday for my Aries people, it was a really positive kind of energy, but it's like, I feel with this, whatever's been holding you guys back, or whoever's been holding you guys back, even if it's your own feelings, you know what I mean, of trying to conform to be something that other people want you to be, or whatever the case may be. I feel today you guys are gonna have like this charge to just kind of break out of the mold, break out of this oppression. Like it feels very powerful for me on today. But I feel I also need to say this is something that's been long standing. Like it's a very oppressive kind of energy. So it's more or less what's gonna benefit you guys on today, whatever this is referring to, is more or less innovation, not taking the tried and true path, not limiting yourself. It's like, it's gonna benefit my Aries people on today to kind of do what you Aries do, like trailblaze, you know what I mean? Chart a new path, if you will. I feel that's really gonna benefit you guys on today, and not allow anyone to deter you from that, because I do kind of feel like a worry wart in you guys, you know, vicinity type of deal. It could be a Taurus person. But a worry wart that would kind of deter you, because it's being more concerned about what could go wrong. Like, don't allow that to deter you. It's like whatever you feel in your gut, what that's leading you to do, I think it would benefit my Aries people to listen to themselves on today. Now, for my Sagittarius people, we have the 5. Oh, look at that with my little fingers. I was able to do my little thing. Anyway, we have the 5 of chalices in the reverse. So for my Sagittarius people, I don't know what you guys been going through, but I feel like on today, there's a chance for a reprieve out of this situation. But it would be totally up to you. I feel like this is more of like a timing, energetic kind of thing. You guys may have been kind of down in the dumps, and just feeling down for some time, really, you know, pessimistic about stuff, and kind of, and I mean, for some of you, this literally could be like a family member that you lost. Yeah, this literally could be a family member that you lost. And if that's the case, my condolences to you and your family. But that's weird. Huh. I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm just looking back over this, and I'm looking at each of these cards, and I'm like, I see a lot of stuff with like elements of people passing away. Now that I'm looking back at this with looking at this Sagittarius card. That's weird. So my condolences to everyone. If there's anybody with any sign that I've done already and you guys have lost someone, my condolences to your family, because that's so strange. It's like me just looking back, I can see that in a lot of different, with a lot of different people. Wow. Okay. But Sag, if that is the case for you all, then by all means, you have no reason to not grieve, in so many words. But with others of you, I feel this more or less as not a death, but it's just something that you lost, you've been holding on to for a little too long. But the whole premise with this is you guys have an opportunity to release it on today. Right? Because I feel at this point, for those of you outside of my Sagittarius who may be grieving over the loss of a loved one, this is more or less a thing of something that went awry in the past, and it's kind of still carrying it with you. And it's like on today, you're being offered an opportunity to come out of agreement with this energy. Because the vibe I get with it, and what I feel the biggest takeaway from this is more or less that this has been exacerbated up to this point, not because of just what's been through, but it's your perception of it at this point. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't want to say it being, even if you lost your dog, I don't want to necessarily say that, but it's kind of like if, I don't know, somebody ghosted you 5 years ago, right? It's like when that happens, of course, it's like you're gonna be sad and confused and so on and so forth. But it's like 5 years later, it's kind of like, and I mean, and not somebody ghosts you where y'all were together for like 20 years and like the person ghosted you, but I mean, it's like you're dating someone and you feel some type of way, like your confidence takes like a little hit and you're kind of questioning things or whatever. But for it to be 5 years later and you never dated anyone else because it's still being concerned about why this one particular person ghosted you, it's kind of like you're being given an opportunity today where you're gonna get a sense of clarity, and you can choose to come out of agreement with that, or you can choose to stay. But the main takeaway from this, my Sag people, is that at this point, the only reason why this is being perpetuated is because of your own perception, your own feelings about it, and you choosing to stay in agreement with it. But it's just kind of like a wake-up call, like, hey, you don't have to do this, but it's totally up to you. Because I feel the sense with this is, and don't tell nobody that I told you, but I feel like the sense with this is, I feel like there's something for you guys up ahead for whatever this is. There's like a replacement for this loss that's better. But if you stay here, you're not going to be in the right vibration to receive it. So I feel that's why you're kind of being given that option. But again, totally up to you, my friend. You know, hashtag free will. Moving right along, Capricorns. Capricorns have the 4 of Cups in the reverse. Capricorns. I feel with you guys, y'all are kind of, reminds me of this Sag energy, but different. Y'all are stuck between 2 worlds. It's like you have 1 foot in the past and 1 foot going towards the future, but you keep teeter-tottering back and forth. You know what I mean? And I feel that the solution to you guys' problem with whatever this is, whatever this block is, because it's not really knowing how to move forward with something, with a decision you guys are making on today. And the solution to your problem is listening to your emotional space. It's really needing to be honest with yourself about how you feel about the situation. Like there's perks to both, there's, you know, negatives to both. But to know which way to go on today, you really got to listen to your heart, right? Now, another perspective I would see for some of you is it's strictly just being a fear of the future, like fear of the unknown, right? But knowing that where you are isn't making you happy, right? And it's just being afraid of what you don't know that's holding you back. But I do feel with this, and it sounds kind of lofty coming out of my mouth, because this could be something really, really mundane of like you trying to figure out what, I don't know, what flavor ice cream to get, and then there's a new flavor and you never tried it and you're just like, but what if it's nasty? You know what I mean? So the whole thing I say is just to follow like your instinct in a sense, because I don't really feel like you can go wrong with that, because I feel the only thing that's really holding you guys back is thinking worst case scenario and kind of projecting bad experiences that you've had in similar situations to this onto this situation. But it's an element of you guys not tuning into your emotions. And I don't know, it's daily reading, though. I don't know what that's about, but it's almost like having intentionally shut down your emotions, and that being the reason why you don't have the answer that you're looking for, because you need to tune into your emotions, but you shut them down for some reason. So listen to your emotions, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, from a Taurus people on today, we have the Magician in the reverse. Man, Spirit just coming for us. Hi, Taurus, it's just coming for us. The Magician in the reverse. Two things. Some of y'all gotta watch somebody. That's Aries energy with the Magician in the reverse, but kind of like what I said for Scorpio with this King of Cups in the reverse, beware of manipulators, because I feel it's almost like, Taurus, there's somebody you guys may encounter on today that tries to get you with the okie doke. It's trying to gain control over, I don't want to just say you, but it's like what you're doing, what you're working on. It's like this whole element of smoke and mirrors, trickery. How can I say it? I don't know what that term is. It's not coming to my mind, but it's something similar to like smoke and mirrors. It's like somebody trying to get you with the okie doke. You know what I mean? But it's still like for their gain type of deal. So it's all like a swindler kind of energy. You know what I mean? So kind of like a scammy kind of vibe that I feel with this. And I mean, I don't think none of my Tauruses that will be watching this will be doing this. You know what I'm saying? But watch out for that, because it's, I don't know, it's like a person trying to benefit off of your back or something, like not just riding your coattails. I don't know, it feels like a contract kind of thing to me. Like it feels almost like and it makes me think about that Netflix thing, that video movie documentary that I watched on Netflix about the guy who was the astrologer, like in the Hispanic community. He was a very well-known astrologer, and he ended up getting into a bad contract where he ended up signing over, like unknowingly signing over like his name and his image and stuff like that over to this company, and that like completely destroyed his career trying to get out of that contract. It's like, I feel something like that. It's almost like a person coming because they see your potential and they're trying to benefit off of that potential. And it's like, you'd end up signing something. So I don't know what kind of stuff y'all got going on in your life, but take some advice from your friend Princess. If you ever sign any type of contract or anything, I don't care if it sounds like the deal of a lifetime, please have an attorney look over it. Because they be all kinds of loopholes and things, and don't let the other person attorney try to tell you get your own attorney and you have them look at the contract. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. Moving right along. But For those of you not dealing with that, I feel this is underestimating yourself, Taurus. And if I kind of pull from the energy that we've had up until this point, it's almost as if Spirit has brought you guys to a place, right? To where energetically stuff is working for you. But the key is here, my Taurus people aren't taking advantage of it. So there's a lot of opportunities that my Taurus people have. It's a lot of things you could be using to your benefit, but it's not making the most of your potential, in so many words, on today. And the reason for that is more or less how you're feeling about yourself. It's how you're perceiving yourself. So this is letting me know that on today, you guys have a lot of things that you can do that would benefit you big picture. But the thing that is stopping you from seeing the potential that you guys possess is your own feelings. And that's something that that y'all need to deal with on today. Like what you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. And for some of y'all, it might actually be somebody in your life that's very oppressive and bringing your mood and your emotions down and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like emotional neediness. And that's another thing where that element of manipulation can come in is like, I don't know why this energy is like this, y'all. This is another way that manipulation can come in, with less of it being like an insidious figure trying to get you to sign contracts and stuff. Is it could literally be someone that you're dating. It could be family member, sibling, best friend, whatever. Somebody in your life where all of your energy is focused on this person. You know what I mean? Because they're emotionally like needy. And it would be all of your time, energy, and effort is channeled into this person, and you can't focus on or develop your potential because your energy is being siphoned out to this other thing. You know what I mean? So kind of like what I said, I think that was for Gemini, where I was saying like, if you're, taking care of like an ailing, parent or spouse, like I totally get that, but there's still this need of taking care of yourself. But I feel this is coming up for my Taurus people because yesterday, you guys had the Judgment in the reverse. So it's more or less like ignoring Spirit. So how things have gone for the whole month of July, it's almost as if energetically you've been aligned with an opportune energetic time, but it's not taking advantage of it. And it's either because of your own kind of down in the dump kind of feels, or it's because of someone outside of you that's acting as a distraction, if you will. So y'all pay attention to that on today. And lastly, my Virgos, you guys have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. What y'all had yesterday? One of my subbies said in the comments for yesterday, because I was talking about the whole cleaning the closet thing. And she was like creeped out. She's like, I did clean my closet today. I was like, what? I might be psychic. Anyway, but we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse for you guys. So here's the deal. Yesterday, y'all's energy was like lit, right? But I was saying that you guys only had enough energy to do that on that particular day. But the thing is, I feel more or less for my Virgos who may not have made the most of time yesterday, the energy has kind of slowed down for you guys on Wednesday. But the thing that's important for you all is whatever went awry yesterday was because there was a lack of planning, if that's making sense, right? So on today, the thing that's gonna behoove you guys is to not overdo it, because I feel that there's this element of overcompensating. So say yesterday you had intentions to do stuff and you couldn't get it done, right? Or you overdid it on yesterday, right? So today you're more or less like kind of tuckered out in so many words. It's like now moving forward, and I think I've said this to you guys before, is you need to have a plan of action. And I feel with this, it's almost like a personal insurance kind of thing. And I mean, I'm one of those people. Like the way that I work is I don't believe something is real, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I don't believe something is real unless it's written down. So like when I write down a to-do list for the day, that makes me personally accountable. Me just having a list in my head of saying I gotta do this, I'm gonna disregard that. But me actually sitting and writing it on a piece of paper, that makes me personally accountable to myself. So that means every time I look at this list, I know these things need to be done. And I feel that's what needs to happen for my Virgo people on today. Because it's more or less, I get this vibe of, it's almost like if the energy was ideal yesterday to get stuff done, it was almost like a test from spirit, because it's like, I'm gonna make, you know, the ideal energetic signature today for you to self-govern. And it's kind of how you handled yesterday would let you know where the issue lies. But I feel specifically the people I'm talking to now, the issue lies in a lack of planning. Because when there's no plan, you either underestimate or you overcompensate, and that always leaves you in a place to where it's not done, it's half done, or somebody came along and distracted you. So there's some sense here of like a personal responsibility type of lesson you guys are learning on today. So the most important thing for today is I don't really feel like this is a day of action on today. Today is a day of planning. So whatever it was that went awry or what you guys are trying to get accomplished, it's important to spend time on today just really thinking it through and seeing what it is that went wrong prior to this, if that's making sense. And also not to beat yourself up about it too much, and then not to let people be distractions for you. Because I feel that's another thing. It's almost like you'll try to get stuff and it's almost like there's a person that always is coming in. It might be a dude that's always coming in and disrupting you from stuff. And then others of you who have teenage kids, specifically a teenage boy, your son may be feeling some type of way on today. And I would check on that because I don't know, I just feel something about that. So that's specifically if you're male or female, if you have teenage boy, it's a teenage boy. And I don't know, something with him with withdrawing and he's thinking stuff, you know? So check on your teenage boy kid. Because I don't know, it's some element of him feeling lost in the sauce or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like what you guys have going on, but it's something about this particular kid where it's almost like this kid's isolated somehow or has isolated himself, and I feel like people don't notice that. But I feel like recognizing that and going to talk to him, even if he doesn't talk back, is validation enough. So that's just a little side message. It might be for one person out there in America or Australia or India or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, that's you guys' reading for today. My friends, I hope it helps. Most certainly let me know what you think in the comments, my friends. But I love you guys' faces, and I will see you guys again on tomorrow.